Hi everyone, this is Dr. Katina, and we're on the last tab here, Conclusions and Adverse Events. This is going to be in the discussion section and conclusion. However, there's other things on this page that you will probably have to get from other parts of the paper, such as the protocol, if you're able to, that they used. But I also feel that there are some other relevant points to bring up that they might mention that's not just their conclusion. I did copy and paste their conclusion here. I also added another statement here that they made. And then I made this conclusion because the results that I found in the functional outcome in this paper that we are interested in is the 6-minute walk test, and it was greater than 55 meters actually, and that's clinically significant. And then I put my initials here so they know that that is my conclusion. And please feel free to raise those points yourself of things that you felt were important and of value to note. And you can put those also here, other positive or supportive findings that you felt came out of the paper and not just their conclusion. Then here in the intervention protocol, I was able to find that up here. I used this from their diagram right here. This really explains what they did very succinctly. I didn't try to copy the diagram, but you can also obviously take things out of the methods. That's probably going to be a lot more words. If you need to do that, please do so. If you need to copy all this, more is better than not enough. But what I did was I came in here and copied or highlighted that. I just did a Control C and then here did a Control V and it pasted it in. And that's perfectly fine. This explanation here sums it up the best for my paper, and copying and pasting there is perfectly fine. In terms of limitations, some papers specifically list limitations. They did not do that. However, I feel that some of the things that they mention here are limitations. They did say right here, for example, due to the design of the current study, it was not possible to include only severely deconditioned patients. I think that that could go into limitations, potentially. I'm going to put that there. And sometimes with Adobe, you can't get exactly what you want. But this is something that they said, that due to the design, they're not able to include only severely deconditioned patients. We could take out, or I would just leave that in. But I feel like that's something that's a little bit of a disadvantage or a weakness, I guess you could say, in the paper. And in here, they do talk about the challenge to maintain adherence. And I think that is very relevant to what we are discussing. I think that's relevant to include. So I'm going to try as best I can to put that in here. It goes over a page. So as we know in Adobe, so adherence is a major. So they do say that there. And I felt that that was relevant because what we are trying to do is to create a prehab program that has a patient self-supportive and self-management aspect to it to help adherence and to help them maintain their function. So if this study is reporting difficulties in adherence, I think that's important to note, because if they reported that, then maybe the type of intervention that they did isn't ideal. I am going to make note of that for my paper. I think also in other positive and supportive findings, they discuss right here about adherence and what they noted in their patients but did not systematically evaluate was their satisfaction and motivation improved from the first to last sessions. And they seemed to remain motivated. So they didn't systematically evaluate it, but I think that's also interesting. Why didn't they? And I believe that they did note that. And So I wonder why it wasn't systematically evaluated. I feel that that is relevant to put in here. And so again, there was no adverse events, any concerns or comments. Again, put any in there that you feel are relevant. What I might state about this is that I wish that they had reported effect size and made it more clear exactly how much they improved in distance in their 6-minute walk test. And also, it does seem highly intense. And also, I think to have had some measures of feasibility or usability in terms of a usability questionnaire, I think would have been helpful. So I would have put here usability so they could actually have quantified the patient reports of satisfaction. That would be helpful. And did they suggest any future research? They do right here that what they felt the next step would be. So I did copy and paste that and put that here. Add what you would like here. And in terms of your own interpretations, please put your initials by it so that we know that when you're making your own conclusions and assessments of your article, I think that's helpful. Again, thank you so much for all of your work, all of your attention to this. It is very, very helpful. It's invaluable to our work. And please, again, email me with questions. I'll put that right here. That's Katina, K, at duq.edu. So thank you so much again. I'm going to hit save, and I will see you the next time.